I'm Annette of Tastefully Thai cooking classes, and today we're going to make Panang Curry. And in Thailand there's lots of different kinds of curry, and the one we're going to be using today is called Panang Curry. I'm going to get this started so the coconut milk can be getting hot here. Whenever you buy coconut milk to do curries, you don't want to shake the can. I know the can says shake well before use, but you don't want to shake these because the whole idea is to take the cream off of the top of the can and put it in your wok first. So see how thick that is? I'm going to take the cream off the top of this can and add it to my wok. And we're going to let that cook down a little bit, and it's going to get a little bit thick, and the oils are going to start separating a little bit out of that coconut milk, and it becomes very very aromatic when that happens. So all of a sudden you'll get this awesome smell of coconut milk. Okay, so I've taken the cream off the top, and pretty much what's left down in the bottom of the can is the thinner, the clearer stuff at the bottom, and that's what you want left at the bottom. All right, while that's heating up, let me explain real quickly. We're going to use fish sauce and soy sauce in this for the salty part of it. Fish sauce is easy to find. There's on my website, tastefullythai.net, on the ingredients guide, there's pictures of all the sauces that we use for Thai food and some explanations about them. This is a soy sauce that I really like to use. It's a mushroom flavored soy sauce. To me, it tastes better than regular soy sauce. But in my recipes where it calls for soy sauce, you can use regular soy sauce. I always happen to use the mushroom flavored one. This is starting to boil now. Don't worry, this won't burn unless you leave it on there for a really long time. And it's going to start to thicken up here. Okay, real quick about some of these other things. The Panang Curry paste that I talked to you about, you can get it like this. If you buy it like this, you're only going to use like 2 tablespoons in this recipe, and so you'll have an open can. And what I usually do when I open a can like this and just make a little bit of it, I'll stick the whole can in a Ziploc bag, zip it shut, put it in the fridge. It lasts for a long time, so you don't need to worry about it spoiling very quickly at all. Because I make a lot of Thai food, I usually buy it in a little tub like this. It comes in a plastic bag in the tub, and you got to pull the plastic bag out and cut it open and squirt it in here. But it's a great amount for me because I make lots of Thai food. Another ingredient we're going to use is palm sugar. I've seen it labeled coconut sugar. It's kind of a pasty sort of a sugar, and you could substitute some brown sugar. I'd use a little less because brown sugar is a little sweeter than this. Another thing we're going to use is some basil leaves, and I happen to be growing Thai basil in my garden, and so that's what I'm going to use today. Thai basil has a licoricey sort of a taste to it, and that's great for in this Panang curry. But you could try other basils too, and I'm sure it would be good too. All right, this is getting thick now, and you should be able to take your spatula and move it like this, and it not come back together again right away. And that, you know that it's cooked enough when it does that, okay? All right, so now's the time I'm going to add the curry paste, and this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons full. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. This is a great brand. There's a picture of this on my website as well. There's other brands out there. Be careful because some of them are hotter than others. The heat level, if you want it milder than this, use less of the curry paste because that's where the heat comes from in this dish. If you like it really spicy, then you want to add more of that. All right, so I'm going to mix in this curry paste, and it doesn't take too long. It's pretty easy stuff to mix in with the coconut milk. See, that's really nice and thick. That great thickness there. Okay, now I'm going to add the pork. Now you could use chicken, you could use beef. I even use venison for this dish quite a bit. I've sliced the pork fairly thin because I really like the meat to be well coated in the sauce. And so if you make too big of chunks, you have a big chunk of meat coated, then the inside of that meat doesn't have any flavor. And so I like to make the meat cut fairly thin so that it's really well coated with the Panang curry flavors. So I'm going to cook this meat up. Okay, so we've got the meat done. That took a few minutes. And now I'm going to add this thin coconut milk that's left in the can. Depending on how much meat you have is going to depend on how much of this you're going to add. Panang curry is one of those curries that's not swimming around in a whole bunch of soup, but the meat is sticking out of the soup. It's more like a meat with a gravy. So you may not use the whole can depending on how well you measured your 2 cups of pork. Looks like I have plenty here. Okay, so that's going to heat up, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of palm sugar to that. So this is going to give it that little bit of sweetness. And I'm going to add that right along the edge of the wok here so I can make sure that that melts well. This is back up to a boil already. Again, you don't have to make this in a wok necessarily. You could make it in a pan too, but it's a little faster in the wok. Okay, so I got that palm sugar melted. I'm going to stir that in. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of fish sauce and a tablespoon of soy sauce. Okay, got that mixed in there, and I'm going to add the basil in right at the end. I'm going to keep a little bit aside for garnishing on the top. Get that in there, and that's it. That's how easy it is to make this Panang. Very few ingredients, very quick to make. It's great to make along with something else, maybe stir-fried vegetables or something like that. Eat them both with rice. It's a great variety. This is a real meaty dish. If you do stir-fried vegetables or something along with it, that's a great balance. Okay, so let me plate this for you. You're going to want to serve this with rice. And this recipe makes enough for 2 people. And you ought to get pretty full, 2 people. So, put that on there. And I'm going to garnish it with some more basil and some red peppers. And reserve a little bit of that coconut milk and drizzle that over it too. All right.